Hi, I'm Elise, and we're working on arm balances today. So there's been a lot of 2-minute plank challenges and push-up challenges going around since we're all bored at home, needing something to do while we're at home on quarantine. So if you're doing those challenges, even if you're not, these are just some fun ways to take that up a notch. There's lots of ways to get into arm balances. No body's the same. So just find something that works for you and keep the core tucked. With every one of these balances, it's about core. So keep the core tucked. This is great stimulation for your central nervous system, for your abdominals, for your circulatory system, especially incorporating the breathing, the Ujjayi breathing. And I did some other videos on breathing techniques that can help with this. Arm balances also helped me in my practice because with my heart condition, for several years I wasn't able to practice inversions. I would pass out or get too much pressure in my head. So arm balance became my saving grace because it was something I could do and could practice instead of focusing on something that I couldn't. So it changed my whole perspective. So I hope this is something that's not intimidating to you, but rather a challenge to help you feel successful and empowered. So sit back and have fun. Don't be intimidated. Just let yourself be playful and you'll be surprised at what your body can do. If you let go of inhibitions, let yourself be playful and be strong. Let's do this. So first, when I think of arm balances, I'm going to distribute my weight properly. So if I'm building a shelf on a wall and I want it to be balanced, I want it to be even, I'm not gonna put one bracket sideways and another one straight, okay? So your arms have to be placed correctly. I'm gonna take my hands down. So when you think of arm balances, it's about weight distribution as much as it is about core work. First, we're gonna start with crow. So there's crow and crane, and they're two different things, and every body is different. You find out what works for you. There's no one way to get into a certain pose. We're just being playful today. So with crow, I'm actually gonna turn to my side so you can see. If my hands on my arms are askew and they're not in alignment, I'm not gonna bounce very well. So make sure that your hands are in alignment, right underneath the shoulders, and you want them on the same plane, okay? Spread your fingers wide. This is a skinnier surface. It's gonna be harder to balance than if I did this, okay? You want a perch. Pressing weight into the fingertips. I'm gonna lift up the balls of my feet so my knees are above or at my shoulders. And if I look down, my drishti or my gaze, if I look down, I'm going to fall down. If I look forward, I'm going to lift. So I wanna look forward. As I lift my knees up, I'm gonna push forward, squeeze your triceps with your knees. Lift up, pick up one foot, maybe just hold here on your tiptoes for a minute till you find your balance. Then pick up one toe and then the other and breathe. And you've got it. Crane is the knees up on the triceps or into the armpits. The knees are a little closer together. So I'm gonna lift here, take my hands down, same thing. My hands are in a line. I'm gonna lift up, place my knees on the bone in my armpits, and lift up one, and lift up the other. I personally don't like that one as much, but you might like it better. So there is crow and crane. From the front, it looks like this. Squeezing the knees onto the triceps. My hands are in a line. Look up, pick up one foot and then the other. Breathe. Got it? Nice. Okay, next I'm gonna turn to my side first so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna separate my feet wide and take my arms underneath my legs on the outside of my feet, both of them. I'm gonna take my hands back, push or the palms of the hands, and lean back and make sure that my thighs are on top of my triceps as I heel toe my feet out in front of me and lift up one, then the other. So some people can get their legs straight up that way. It's awesome. I'm not there, and that's okay. So from the front, I'm gonna lift up, take my hands behind, bring them back, shoulder width distance apart, and pick up one foot, then the other. And you've got it. Scale pose is a balance that's traditionally used in Ashtanga yoga. So as you sit down, if your legs are ready for this, this is a great place to place one leg on a block or just keep one down if both of your feet don't interlock. So I'm placing one foot in the crook of my hip flexor, the other foot in the crook of the other hip flexor. So this is where you might leave one foot down on the floor. Take your hands underneath. Exhale as you lift up and breathe. Nice quick breaths. And lower down. Nice strength for the shoulders, the chest, the abdominals, and your patience. Crazy eights balance is one of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and have a seat. And I'm mirroring you, so I'm using my right side. You might start with your left or you might start with your right. I would suggest starting with your stronger side. So I'm going to tuck my left foot in. Right leg's going to come out to the side. I'm going to take my right arm underneath. Okay? My thigh is rested on my tricep. I'm going to pull my hand in about underneath my shoulder so I have this shelf. I need that balance. Abdominals lifted tight. Place your other hand down and lift up. I'm going to tuck my left foot underneath. Okay? It's not over the front. It's underneath because I'm going to use this foot to lift up my top leg. As I lift up, pull the abdominals in, lift your bum up off the floor, and extend your legs out to the sides. And breathe. And bring it down. So again, left foot's gonna tuck in just for a minute as I take my right arm underneath the right leg, place my hand strongly, firmly underneath my shoulder. Left hand's going to come underneath my other shoulder. Lift your bum up off the mat. Slide your left foot underneath the right foot. Kick up and extend out. There you go. Breathe. And there you have it. These next balances are fun party tricks or breakdancing stalls. I'm facing forward, so I'm just showing you from the side. I'm going to place my right foot forward, left leg back. So I'm starting out in a low lunge. Right arm underneath. My thigh is on top of my tricep. Lifting up, I'm going to walk my foot forward so I don't have weight. I can actually kind of smack my foot on the floor, okay? That's how you know that you're pretty well set up. Abdominals tight. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee off the floor. I'm not going to float very much if I don't have my hip on this elbow, okay? So if I'm trying to lift, that's great if you can do that, but I need some extra help. So you have to shift forward, bring your elbow to the hip bone. So literally my elbow is right here. I actually bring it in a little bit to tuck onto my bone there or my abdominals, okay? That's where I'm gonna lift. So coming back into position, right arm wraps underneath. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. Walk the right foot forward, tuck the back toes, shift forward, bend down, and start to lift. You can extend the legs, keep it bent, and have fun with it. One more time, right foot forward, walking underneath, tuck the back toes, walk the right foot out so there's no weight in the foot, and start to lift up. And make sure you do both sides. Now I'm gonna face the other way so you can see what's happening in my arms, but I'm still on the same side. So I'm gonna take my right arm underneath the right leg. Left arm tucks up behind. My hands are in alignment underneath the shoulders. Walk the right foot out so there's no weight. You can slap your foot on the floor. Bend down, bend the elbow, tuck the left elbow. Really important step underneath the hip. Push forward with the back foot and lift up. Breathe. Get a little playful. And just keep practicing until you make it happen. One day you'll just lift up and you'll be so excited. So now we're gonna take a similar balance, but with a twist. So I'm gonna turn this so you can see the side, come to hands and knees. Then I'm gonna tuck my toes, lift to downward dog. It's a little bit easier to go from here. I like to extend the leg first, so as I lift my leg up, exhale, bring the knee to the left elbow or tricep, bend the arms and tuck it up. Right elbow comes to the right hip to be able to lift. So I'm gonna turn and face you, because that's the part that seems to throw people off. You have to push off with your back foot. So you want the weight and momentum forward and up rather than feeling like you're stuck and trying to lift from there. Your abdominals are strong, but probably not that strong. So you want some lift momentum going forward. So here's what it looks like from the side. Got the wall behind me. So I'm gonna lift my right leg up, bring it to the left. My right elbow tucks in as I pick up, okay? And both elbows at the femur as brackets on a shelf, just like we practiced in side crow. So we'll do it again. Coming to downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee tricep. Now watch my back foot. As I bend my right elbow, I tuck it in, place it underneath my right hip, push forward with the back foot, and lift up. Maybe extend the other leg. Play around, and breathe, and you've got it. Side crow. Lift it to the balls of the feet so the knees come up. Take the arms to the right side. Now I'm gonna turn, stay where you are. I'm gonna turn so you can see where my arms are. Now here's my shelf, with my brackets. My arms are the brackets, my femur bone is the shelf. I need support on the shelf. So if I have one elbow or tricep at the head of my femur, and the other is just out here floating, I might not lift very much. That comes later. That's something else to work to progress towards. But right now we want our stability first. So I'm gonna take both my hands in a line on the same plane. Tuck down so my right and left elbow are at the hip and the knee on my bone. Tuck under, lift up, look forward, and lift up and pick up your feet. Maybe even start to extend. And breathe. And do both sides. So if I want to work arm balances into a flow, I might do something like this. This will be a little choppy just to see where you can go. Starting out in downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring it into the right. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, twist it to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, place it between the hands into a goddess and take your hands back behind into butterfly. Bring it into a crow. And walk it over in prep for crazy 8. Bring it back. Something like that. Just be playful and don't be intimidated and just start to have fun with it.